Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another Daily Drop here on TarHeelIllustrated.com. I'm THI publisher Andrew Jones, and the topic today, as will be more the case moving forward now that it is just about here, Carolina basketball. I know that tonight, Tuesday night, the Tar Heels have an exhibition game at Memphis. A lot of people are kind of acting like it's the start of the season, but it's technically not. This is an exhibition game that will be played. Benefits go to St. Jude Children's Hospital in Memphis. It's an exhibition game, but it's going to be important because we're going to get a healthy look at the team. And one of the guys we're going to look at is who we're going to preview here in this drop, and that is Cade Tyson, the 6'7" junior transfer from Belmont, played his first 2 years at Belmont, was big-time player, all-conference last year, shot 46.5% last year, shot 46.5% last year as a sophomore from three-point range, 41.7% from three-point range as a freshman. So in 2 seasons at Belmont, Cade Tyson, 128 for 287 from the perimeter, 44.6%. He can fill it up. In fact, we're talking to Jalen Withers last week, or about a week and a half ago at Carolina's Media Day. He half joked Cade Tyson hadn't missed in 3 months. So I asked Seth Trimble about that, and he laughed. He said about that, he said he could fill it up. When you ask R.J. Davis, Cade Tyson's, man, he could fill it up. But then they all qualify it by saying this: he can do more than shoot. And I think that's what's key here. Everybody knows that Tyson can shoot. He's getting in the Brady Manek comparisons for obvious reasons, but he's a different player than Manek. I actually think there's more to his repertoire offensively than there was for Manek, because Manek wasn't going to put the ball on the floor and take it to the rack. Pete Nance wasn't going to do that. Cormac Ryan's son, but he's a different player than all those guys. So people need to take him out of that box and put him into his own box, one that you'll fill during the course of the season once you see him play and become used to the kind of player he is. So what kind of player is that? Well, he's someone that can put the ball on the floor and get to the rim, but there's a pull-up game there. There's a floater, there's a jumper, there's a dish to somebody, get it back and score. He's a very good weak side offensive rebounder. He can score points on the offensive glass, especially from the weak side. He's a catch and shoot guy from the perimeter. He can also step in, hit that 18-footer. He's comfortable doing it. He forces defenders to be aware that he's going to shoot the ball and is dangerous to score everywhere. Some guys that are just three-point specialists or at the rim guys, when they're in between, defenders can cheat off of them, because they're not really going to take that 18-footer because they don't see it as a high percentage or high value shot, because a couple more feet, 3 more feet, and it's a three-pointer. He'll take that shot, and he can hit that shot. Now he would prefer the 3 because it's worth more, obviously. So coming off of screens, DHOs, the dribble handoffs, which you're going to see this team do a lot more this year than you did in the past. He is a catch-and-shoot guy, come off multiple screens. He can start in the left corner, end up in the right wing, get a swing pass, catch and shoot. He's got a nice release. He's got a high release. At 6'7", he doesn't get shots blocked. And he's someone that Carolina will like having the ball in his hands in end-of-shot clock situations. In fact, he should be more reliable than Harrison Ingram was a year ago from the perimeter, and then Cormac Ryan was, based on what he's done. And you can shoot 44.6% in 2 years in Belmont's league, the Missouri Valley Conference, which is a pretty good league. You should be able to hit consistently at a pretty high level in the ACC. So this team with Elliot Cadeau on the ball, with RJ Davis getting open for a shot, with Cade Tyson getting open for a shot, there's going to be opportunities for them to get big, needed three-point attempts when they are in those situations. And Tyson kind of makes them whole out there. Defensively, he's pretty good. He's a get in the grill kind of guy when he needs to be. He's also feisty. I watched a lot of film, a lot of his games from last year at Belmont. And there were a couple of times where he's going to scrap and get in someone's jaw. And he doesn't talk a whole lot, but he doesn't back down. That's the thing I thought was really interesting, is that Seth Trimble kind of called him a silent assassin, but you cannot get into him. You can't get into his head, And he's not going to try to get into yours. He's not going to waste that energy, but he will respond. And I saw him do that a few times at Belmont, where one time I believe there was it looked like an illegal screen, maybe some intent to sort of get a little extra hip into him. And he's like, no, not happening. And you like that because this team isn't going to be as vocal as last year's team. But if it responds to stuff like that, like you would want a team to respond, they have a chance to be very, very good. RJ's that kind of guy. I believe Jalen Withers is that kind of guy. I think Elliot Cadeau will probably show us he's that kind of guy. And we've already seen, watching Cade Tyson's film, he is that kind of guy. So Carolina fans, you're going to watch a guy this year who's pretty good, has a chance to be really good, and is someone who brings one absolute skill to the court and has a lot of other stuff. Watch the rest of his game and don't jump on it Tuesday night if he doesn't do anything other than shoot a few threes and say, he's got no game. Let it play out, because this whole team has to get comfortable with one another, with the different playing lineups they're going to have, because they're going to go deep on the bench with the pace they're trying to play. And he needs to get comfortable playing with a guy who led the ACC in scoring last year. He needs to get comfortable with some other dudes who can put the ball in the basket, like a Jalen Washington. He needs to get comfortable playing some 4. He mostly played 3 at Belmont. So there are a lot of things that he has to do to adapt, and it may take time for the whole of his game to become a regular thing every time the Tar Heels take the floor. So have patience with that. But you're going to like what you see. He's a really good player, he's a good teammate, and all the dudes in that roster know that he is raining buckets from the perimeter and then some. If you're excited about what Cade Tyson can provide the Tar Heels this season, go ahead and click like on this video. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe to the channel. Do so. Tell your Carolina Tar Heel friends that we are here so they come on over and hang out with us as well. And don't forget, TarHeelIllustrated.com for just $8.33 a month. You can be a Tar Heel insider too. I'm AJ, and I appreciate you stopping by.